All right, so we're ready. We're going. How are you guys? Today we talk about the buzzword of Family LLC. And I at least hear clients mention about this. Oh, should I have a Family LLC? Many times. So to really introduce this concept, I want to make the high level of understanding here for you so you understand what that is. Then you'll make your own decision whether you're really a good candidate to establish this one for yourself. Having a LLC or establish a company is really no different from having a baby. You can't just give birth, then leave them there without care. So once you establish something, it is really about caring, really about going forward, how to maintain. So we cannot be just in the pleasure to create a baby, but then throw them in the bath water because they keep on demanding to have a bath, right? So the same concept goes with the formation of Family LLC. It has to have a cost benefit analysis to it, then you can decide. So today, we focus on that. This is actually a very deep water. It is not something someone can really give you everything in there in this 60 minutes. But what I do, which I'm really good at, is to make you understand it, make you know what that is, and make you understand the points why people are doing it, and then you will know at what point of time in your life this is a thing for you. All right, let's get going. And just like always, and we lead you to our website. This is you're seeing our website, right? And our website, I just want to point to you that we have this appointment button. And when you click it, you actually can make a video appointment with us, with all the partners. So we will come online to talk to you. And obviously, we have a fee associated with those appointment. But one guarantee I can give you is the amount of money you pay, it will be tenfold, thousandfold come back to you as a benefit that you talked with us. The onboarding with us is actually a button where you can become our client without even talking to us. If you just goes like, oh, Ying, I don't have time. Every time I really want to talk to you guys, it's 2 a.m. in the morning, and you don't even write about 2 a.m. appointment book yourself, so I don't think you work at that time, and I don't have time to reach you. It's okay. Then you can reach me this way, right? You can reach me by going onboarding. And here is our YouTube website. You go to Community CPA YouTube channel, you will find all the histories we have in this webinar, like today, and it will be on our YouTube channel just in case you couldn't finish today's conversation and you have to go for your kid. The weather is so great right now in Midwest. I think it's a little hot in Texas, but here in Midwest, it's beautiful. Whoever is in the office working or in front of camera talking, they are more than crazy. Just let's put it in that way. And we shouldn't be doing this. We should do it outdoor. I don't know how to do it outdoor yet, okay? It will happen. So this is our channel. You're going to see all of our talking point. Now let me lead you to the PowerPoint that I prepared for you. All right. Family LLC, as you see it, just that simple. And about our firm, I talked a little bit about our website, YouTube channel, and we are a well-established CPA firm. Has a long history, and we have 5 branches in operation. I myself has served as an advisor to IRS via the Federal Advisory Committee. So I have done some work to be really close to IRS, which gave me the opportunity to understand IRS a little more, a little deep, know people in the organization. These are the books I wrote so far. And like I was saying that I didn't write 2 a.m. yet, so obviously I don't really meet people rarely, but sometimes I do. My last appointment a couple of days ago was 1:30 a.m. So that tells you during the tax time we are busy, right? These 2 books has already been on Amazon. You can purchase, and all the money you pay to the book, I think is $15 a book on Amazon. 100% of that fund is donated to a nonprofit organization, and everything related to my book, and I give it to a nonprofit organization called Immigrant Entrepreneur Summit. It is a nonprofit, helps new immigrants or immigrants who are new to doing business in U.S. and bring them to become Americanized in the business world. So that organization, Community CPA, has been sponsoring since the beginning. So it's a 17 years old company, nonprofit, has a lot of momentum in there. And there's more than 1,400 companies come out of that group. One day, someone like Elon Musk will come out of that group. And then IES will be so strong, we won't need my little book money anymore. But right now, they need every penny to survive. All right. With the webinar, we always come to here to talk about responsibilities. It is your responsibility to take whatever stuff I give you, right? And of course, as a person, as a responsible person, and I and my firm, we come up with good information for you. But still, information expires, comprehension could be different, so you want to take responsibility on your own for what you hear and do. All right. Introduction to Family LLC. A family limited liability company is formed by family members to conduct business and hold properties. Members must be related by blood, adoption, marriage. Did you hear that? So you're not going to have a family LLC where you got somebody who are not lineage related to you. Family LLC is a popular way to protect the asset within the family and against claim by creditors and dividing, and also this is a tool to divide the income among generations and asset in estate planning. Sure. So maybe your dad is going to form a family LLC. So inside of that LLC, mom and dad are members, and you and your 2 other siblings, 5 of you are members. So because dad is the one, is a general manager, a member of the LLC, so dad make the call. So there will be things happening inside of the LLC to benefit you on taxes, to benefit you on wealth transfer, and to protect you from creditors. So who are the creditors? Creditors are the people you make them upset for whatever reason, and they are going after your money, and they maybe already went through the court, and you happen to fail or lose in court, and then you ended up needing to pay $2 million. So you received the charging order, and they want money from you, and your family LLC will be a very effective tool to shield you from that charging order. Okay, so you may say, oh, Ying, what is a charging order? Remember, English is my second language, so I don't have fancy terms to give you. Charging order is actually a court-issued piece of paper to make the creditor, the person who wants your money, legitimate to take your money. The court says, yes, go take it. That's a charging order. And someone gone through the court process and made it win, they have a charging order. This is like in E. Jean Carroll's case, right? E. Jean Carroll and has a charging order on Donald Trump's properties or wealth because it's a court ordered. It's already gone through the court system. So you may be the one and losing in court, and then the other party has these kind of calls on you, so you need to protect it. So Family LLC is one of the way. Then you may say that, oh, does President Trump has a Family LLC? Don't ask me. And, Alan Whistleberg can tell you, but right now he is vacation in jail, so he'll come out and give you that answer later. But I do not know what they're doing, but at least to impress you. The only reason I talk like this is because I just want to put in your head knowing that the Family LLC can against that kind of charging order. Make sense? And it's type of closely held corporation. So the last sentence in this slide just make it really say it all. Because Family LLC is a separate legal entity, so it really doesn't go outside of it. So if one of the member is this bad little boy and went on drug deals and went in jail, whatever, so it would not affect the business because the business itself owned by other members, and this person might not even be a voting members. So things can be done inside of Family LLC to protect situation happens from outside coming in or from inside going out. Make sense? So why form one? So small business owners have several options when choosing a legal entity for their family business, right? So when you start a business, you may say, oh yeah, don't know whether it's go well or not. I'm just gonna do a sole proprietorship. Or set up an S corporation, C corporation, set up an LLC for that matter. So you have options to choose. Selecting the right legal entity for your business can affect how you manage your business and how much personal liability you risk. So how much of connection you're gonna make between your business and your personal. Right? Forming a family limited liability company, and this can provide many benefits for your family business, including asset protection and the flexibility in terms of estate planning. I will dive in that for you in the very understandable ways explaining it. And I knew this is a big concept. And we, in fact, has done that for many clients. But to just like in a couple minutes make you understand, especially you are small business owner, you're trying to sit here goes, I don't know I should form or not, and how big my business need to get to before I do it. Those kind of things always in your mind. You want to evaluate. But if you understand the big picture, you will make that decision better. So a LLC combines the desirable characteristic of a corporation and a partnership. It gives you the personal asset protection of the corporation and the flexibility of the partnership. So why we are saying flexibility? Let's talk about that. So today we talk about Family LLC, right? We're not talking about single member LLC. We're not talking about other kind of LLC and the title holding LLC. We're just calling it family. So Family LLC is not a identification where if you had other people in your membership, they're not blood related with you, and then you're violating Family LLC. No, Family LLC really doesn't have the government didn't give a definition saying that, I'm holding you accountable for making sure all the members must be lineage related, which means mama, dad, brother, sister, and stuff like that. No, there's no such a requirement. The IRS does not recognize the LLC made up of family members to be a legal entity distinct from other kind of LLC. They think it's all the same. So with that said, when you set up a Family LLC, and only because you call it that way, is because you are going to use this tool to do the following things. You want to protect your family business, you want to transition your wealth, and you want to be flexible in terms of what kind of risk, what kind of right the members would have. So this is the part that is different from corporation. And the LLC certainly have that flexibility. So this is where when you set up a family LLC, of course you can call your restaurant family LLC. Nobody gonna stop you. But this family LLC we're talking about is really meant to transfer wealth to the next generation. It's really meant to protect family business from being sued or receiving charging orders from somewhere else. So asset protection, right, is for that purpose. And Family LLC is an estate planning tool. So this is the slide I am going to stay on a little bit because I want to make sure that you understand the big picture. So normally the Family LLC owns rental properties and the brokerage companies and a portion or all of the family business operations. So the Family LLC to be a ground where you put all your worth on top of it. And Family LLC can help you to control and protect your asset during your lifetime and to keep the asset in the family and to reduce your taxes. And I want to just dive in a little deeper in here. And I know there's one more slide elaborate on that again, but I want to give you that concept. When, let's say you have a business, a restaurant, let's say, and this restaurant we use simple dollar amount. Let's say the restaurant evaluated to be worth of $1,000 in 2024, okay? And let's say you have 1,000 membership unit and you own it all. You have 1,000 units of the restaurant membership. So you own 100%, right? So now, let's say you are a single mom or dad. So you want your kid to come into the restaurant to run. And you want to bring them in so they can become part of the family, part of your restaurant business. How do you bring it in? You're probably sitting there goes, I'll just sell them my restaurant. And what about you don't sell your restaurant, you gift the restaurant to the kids. Can you just go, oh, I gift it to you, that's it? No, because there is a limiting gift every year, right? The exempted free gift amount every year. And in 2024, it's 18,000. 2023 is 17,000 from you to your son. So one-to-one relationship. If you have a spouse, your spouse can give to your son as well. So it will double. But so let's say we have this gift limitation is 18,000. So if you want to give the whole restaurant to your son, in this case we don't. Let's say we gift half. So 500 units to your son. We evaluated the restaurant to be 1,000, am I right? So it's a $500 you're gifting to your son. Because the limit is 18,000, do you need to file taxes for the gift tax? Do you need to pay gift tax? The answer is no, right? So you would just give that to your son, and then by the gift tax, and you actually exempted from paying gift tax. So he just get it for free, and you give it for free. Now, what's the benefit about that? Your business supposedly to grow. Right now, you can give $500. It doesn't go off your 18,000 limit. But what if your business is actually $1 million? Then you can't give 500,000 in one shot. It will go over what the 18,000, right? Then you will take time to give. And then every year you do maximum, and you eventually give the shares to your family member. This is what they say about generation planning. You know, of course, you can wait until you die and put that in your living trust. Goes, well, I just leave that in the trust. When I die, the trust says that the restaurant give to my children, and then the restaurant will be evaluated. Maybe at that time, the restaurant is $10 million. Yeah, because when you die, the restaurant had grown in value already. Sure, you can give to your son at that time. It's $10 million already. And you know our estate tax, going over a certain amount, you're going to pay taxes, right? It's 12 point some million dollars. What if the restaurant evaluated to be 20 million, then immediately your son is going to pay taxes on the overage amount. So we're talking about taxes. I know a lot of our small business maybe goes, well, it's not relevant to me. I'll never make something 12-some million. But I will also tell you that don't say that. I have seen a lot more nowadays than before, become millionaire overnight. So in our parents' generation, to become wealthy, you have to come from a family. You have to have the family history, the grandma, grandpa, all of them are wealthy. Coming to you, you kind of do good. So a lot of kids are that way, right? They're wealthy because they're parents. But nowadays, in today's environment, the young kid become millionaires every day. So wealth is no longer something that you pass down. It still do, but it is not as significant as before. Look at Elon Musk. Look at Bill Gates. Obviously, they come from reasonable family, but their family didn't make the wealth they make today, right? So they created wealth during their lifetime. What I'm saying is, you may be that person. You may be Bill Gates, and you are running a little business. You're stressed right now, counting every penny today, but tomorrow you may not. And, honestly speaking, that is how we work with our client, because we really do have clients coming from, very low end of economic spectrum, but become very wealthy. It is kind of the trophy of our firm. So with that said, you can never say, oh, I don't get it, I don't need it. You do. You don't need to know exactly how to do it, but you just want to know that, okay, Family LLC can be an estate planning tools. And if I really got wealthy and I know what buzzword to use, what do I need to say so that my accountant, my lawyer knows exactly what to do for me, right? So that is the Family LLC. A lot of times when I talk to people about their living trust and the things like that, they will say that, I don't know, what's the difference between Family LLC and the living trust? The best analogy for Family LLC and the living trust is that the living trust is something you left with family after you die. You make modifications while you live, but it's really something take effect when you die. But Family LLC is also a way to take care of the family, but it's effective as you go. It is not a plan. It is a doing. But estate living trust is a plan. Make sense? So these two, of course, there's more difference, of course, because the living trust, you don't need to set it up as a legal entity, and it only become an independent entity when you die. So they file a separate tax return, 1041. But your Family LLC, you're gonna file 1065 from the day one, like a company. So of course it's different. But if you just want to understand this too, in the big picture, you know that this is after death. Realize your plan. The other family trust, it is while you are running the business, you make it happen as you go. All right. So taxes and the Family LLC. So we know that all the LLCs like 1065 and other corporations like S corporations, we call them pass-through entity, right? The reason you call it a pass-through for what? Because the income they make on there, it doesn't get taxed in the entity itself. It all got passed on to the family members, and have family member filing their own 1040 and to pay taxes. So the Family LLC, in practice, small business owners who have formed LLC for this type of purpose typically give away their interest to their family members. So in my earlier example, remember I was talking about the single father, if they have a son, he wants to start giving business shares to the son, a business membership to the son. And once you do that, the son will get a K1. And just in case your son tells you that, I make so much money already. I really don't want any more income. So if that is the case, obviously your K1 is going to raise your son's tax bracket. But also, if you are passing the income to your son, and those members have certain right to the business. That is why it's so important for the managing member, the dad, to come up with a good operating agreement. So on the agreement, you can say members who owns less than how many membership unit do not have right to vote, do not have right to transfer, do not have right to, to take interest outside of the family. So you can put restrictions to your son just in case those kids are just out in the moon and who knows what they're doing. They're just not living on earth. Makes sense, right? So with that, you know how important that is to form a family LLC, but at the same time to have restriction around it. So your members or your crazy young members do not come around to destroy your business. I have heard horror stories of when kids get into mom and dad's business, they destroyed it so fast. And wasting the lifetime of parents' effort overnight. So with that said, as much as we love our kids, we also need to protect the legacy you created and not let it go unwasted. And if that is the case, you might just as well sell it and get the money into your pocket, travel the world, enjoy the retirement. Why? Giving that whole thing out to kids to destroy it, right? So that's definitely something. I say it. I know it's so hard for mom and dad to say it. Trust me, I say it because I have seen too many. The IRS make it possible to discount valuation for assets that are protected by Family LLC. This can allow you to transfer more of your estate to your son before you are in danger of reaching the estate tax threshold. So the estate tax threshold is $12.92 million. So let's say if you're going to have more than $12.92 million as your wealth, and you should be keeping yourself under that amount, so your son not going to pay taxes on your behalf, right? And the valuation, keep in mind that to evaluate how much your business is worth, this is something that you can do, and you can evaluate that every year. So passing member unit to your son every year. So with accumulation with time, you're going to pass everything to your son, right? So this is what the benefit of the Family LLC. And for 2023, the estate tax exemption went up to $12.92 million for individual. But if you are joined, if you're a couple, if you die all together, and you have 25.84. So normally is one person die, and you will do the estate filing and to make sure the 12.92 didn't go over. Then when the second one die, and then will be the other half. So this is up from 2022 levels, right? 2022 was 12.06. So you see it went up by 12.92. And I do want to tell you that this exemption threshold, it is just literally like how we change the White House owners. When President Obama was there for 8 years, this amount was like $3 million. And we cannot imagine about 3 millions. I mean, right now, if you talk about 3 millions, all of our clients going to end up going on estate tax payment. So now it went up to 12. It makes sense. Of course, President Trump raised it, and President Biden didn't change it. We know that people don't change for good reason, right? So, if they pass, they want to be able to pay less taxes. Isn't that normal? So we're all humans. All right. So let's look at how to give it away free of taxes, right? We've been talking about this concept. And I want to kind of bring that back to you again. When you run a business, your value of your business unit or shares is lower than later on when you really grow it. The business will have a bigger share unit value, right? So just like the restaurant example I give, in the first year, maybe restaurant worth $1,000. Second year, maybe $2,000. But maybe 10 years later, the restaurant worth $1 million. So, this valuation of the restaurant, it is what you use this number divided by number of units. So each unit, which means percentage of your ownership, it is tied to your valuation. So in our talking here is that if you have the Family LLC and you evaluate your membership unit, then you can free gift to your children and year after year. Then what happens? If you do that year after year consistently, at some point of time, your kids owns more unit than you. So they are the owner. They are naturally the owner without you going through the estate side of things, right? Because you already manage that inside of the LLC. Of course, every year there's an annual gift tax exclusion, right? In 2023, it's $17,000 for single, and if you and your spouse together and give to one of your child, that child can get $34,000. Okay? In 2024, this year, it's $18,000. If it is combined, it is $36,000. And you don't have to gift just your children. You can gift anybody on the street. Pat their shoulder and goes, I have a gift for you. Normally when you say, I have a gift for you, the people probably think about maybe it's a burger or a gift card, and they would not expect you to give them a share of your company and evaluate it up to $36,000, right? But that's what you can do for your children. If you are doing that, we recommend you to file gift tax return and to nail it down. So at the end, when you die, there is a total exclusion of the gift, which is in 2024 is 13.61 million. Means that in your lifetime, as generous as you want, the free gift you give to somebody, and that value, that total amount is 13.61. So this 13.61 can be a lot less if you start giving early in the year when the value is not so big. So one share, one unit of your Family LLC might be $5 then. But now if you do it 20 years later, it might be $1 million. So it's really, then you're gonna run out of your 13.61 million total exclusion amount very fast, right? So that is what we call the lifetime gift exemption. And just know that you do have a limit, but normally I have not seen taxpayer like our client and they would pay gift tax, because they go over that amount. I haven't really seen. Obviously, I don't have clients like, Elon Musk and Bill Gates. So obviously they would do a lot of estate planning, gift tax planning for sure. So with this said, and you understand, give it away inside a Family LLC, give it early, give it frequent, and that way you can gift away a lot more without doing this estate tax calculation, right? asset protection, of course, this is one big plus why people do family LLC. So mainly to keep the creditors away. Keep the creditors away, even though you lost your lawsuit and you owe them $2 million, but with your family LLC, you're keeping it away. It's not yours. And a certain trust can also do that. So, this side of life, ladies and gentlemen, is a little complicated because it's growing on its own. The theory develops itself with time. And also, you yourself situation is different from year to year. So this is a very fluid area. And if you just say that, oh, Ying, I want to get an asset protection and inside out, solid and great, one of the simple way to say that you're reasonably protected is to put everything into legal entities. So family LLC is a legal entity. It's a tax structure. And putting it under a structure, this is where, have you heard of President Trump filed many, many bankruptcies? So if, at our small business owners level, when we think of someone filing so many bankruptcies, what do we think? We think that person is poor, probably don't have anything to use. They should be really stressed out, poor, under poverty line, because they filed so many bankruptcies. Poor soul, right? But if you look at our President Trump, do you feel that is the case? No. Why not? Because he has the asset protection. Because he's bankrupting just that unit, just that entity. He separated himself from those business. It doesn't matter how badly it is bankrupt. It has nothing to do with the penthouse of 30,000 square footage would entails. It doesn't matter. And it can grow square footage from 30 to 50 just in case that is needed, right? So with that said, it's important to protect. And I think he did a great job and filing so many bankruptcies and still being so rich. And you, our small business owners, we don't file bankruptcies left and right, but we want to be able to protect ourselves in case we need to, right? In this slide, under the title of asset protection, you see creditor claims and you see operating agreement. That is one of the most important documents you must have inside the family LLC. And you will say that, so what should I do? I should go to lawyers, get it done. Of course. You should get professionals, people who understand English, and people who understand the legalese terms to read it, to put your ideas in, because you are the one creating the idea. So you may have a handicapped child, and it cannot work in the LLC. But you want this LLC also have part of the benefit to that child. Then you will do operating agreement, specifically address that membership unit. That is the flexibility. That is like you're the boss. You do what you want. As long as it's not illegal and it is all good. So you want to make sure that you come up with your idea and then you go for professionals to get the operating agreement done. But if you say, well, I don't need lawyers and I can do it myself, absolutely. Of course you can do it yourself. But you want to make sure that it's really solidly protect you on the cases where the creditors coming in or where your business is not doing good, right? Charging orders, I highlight that too because that's a big deal. Charging orders are those court orders you really cannot disobey. You have to let them do it. So, but with Family LLC, it's protected from a charging order, allowing you to negotiate from a position of strength. If a collector with a charging order try to force you to pay distributions through your LLC. So you can settle it. you can settle it with them outside your family LLC. And the other things I highlighted is limit the ability of creditors to interfere with LLC operation. So they cannot just barging in saying that, oh yeah, you owe me a couple million, your LLC worth a couple million is all mine. They cannot do that. And that is a limit their ability to do it. That is the power of the family LLC. That's why it's under the title of asset protection. Forming a family LLC, no big deal. You form it. Like I said, the formation itself is no big deal. But what is the big deal is the operating agreement. Because that one defines, restricts rights related to ownership, functional decision making, and the transfer of asset. That is important. Work the family LLC with emphasis in asset protection and the wealth transfer. So when you think of you want family LLC, you really have to have these two, be two of the purposes. And if it is something else, then you don't need a family LLC. Don't get yourself there if you're not, right? You could say that, well, since family LLC doesn't mean I have to be a family, I'm just going to use this name to do something else. Of course, okay, but this webinar we're talking about is this special kind of family LLC with this special operating agreement, protect your asset and get rid of your creditors and really making you transfer wealth from this generation to the next and divided your wealth in the way you want it. That is the purpose for having a family LLC. And before you get down the path to form a family LLC, like I told you, it's almost like give a birth to a child. It doesn't end. And every year you need to file taxes. Every year you need to review your operating agreement just in case it's so outdated that you forgot one of your newborn in there. So you really want to make sure that you maintain it. And so having a very good relationship with a CPA firm is probably the best way to handle your estate, to handle your family LLC, to handle your financial affairs. I always say that because a lot of times we see law firms, they know one, they don't know two, and the two is the dollar amount. I even had a taxpayer coming in yesterday, and they closed their estate, and the attorney's office gave the K1 late. It was a trust. It was a family trust, K1 distribution, final year 2022, but they give them at the end of 2023. But the K1 was still dated, was a 2022 K1. The attorney's office just told our client that, okay, just take that to your CPA and just file that in 2023. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And because when a K1 is issued on certain years, the IRS system has that on that year. Sure, you can file your income in any year you want it, but what happened to 2022 is the IRS will know you have short reported $3 million in that year. What do? They assess you with CP 2000. You end up paying taxes. Maybe you remember, oh no, I paid that in 2023. Sure, you can go back to IRS, goes, oh, I paid in 2023. You know what IRS can tell you? Okay, take that, change your 2023, change your 2022, report in the right year you are in. So these are things, I mentioned that just because sometimes the professionals knows one area, doesn't know the other area. But in our firm, and we actually have a different line of business, so we really do, overall, as a team, we know the other areas. So that's why we can give you the general knowledge of the other areas. Even myself, I cannot tell you that I know everything, but I know that much. I can give you the knowledge to take away your anxiety, so you know that maybe Family LLC is such a beautiful buzzword, but it may not be something you need to do. Or might be something you should do right now because you have something looming in the darkness, might be going after you, right? So those are the things you want to Be aware and know what you want to do. So before you get down that path, talk to a number of professionals first. Then do your research. Then nail down your relationship with professionals. In our firm, we have clients, the third generation clients, third generation. So you want to find law firms and the CPA firms that are really consistent out there. And so you can rely on it. Your children can rely on it. Those are important. And it is not naturally easy for a firm to go generation to generation either. You see a lot of CPA firm changing hand. We get a lot of clients because their CPAs sold their practice. The new firm doesn't take care of them, so they felt lost. So they find new people to take care of them, and we got some of those folks, right? So you want to make sure that you find someone that is not going to quickly sell. So tomorrow you become a stranger again to the new business owners. So make sure that you try to identify the one that you know. If you have personal connection to people who are running a reputable company, that's the best. So I always told our client that, you make a friend with me and come to Community CPA and I take care of you. But, obviously in our lifetime, how many friends can we make? And I have very limited friend. And other than my clients, and I don't really have a lot of outside friend. They are more family members. So inside of Community CPA, many of them are my friend. I just know them for too long, too well, and I don't need to type into their social security number to find their files because I already know them in my head. So those are the relationship you want to establish. Whether you already have it or not have it yet, try to do that, because for the legacy of your business, for the smoothness of the transition of your legacy, you need this kind of professionals. All right. The advantage of operating agreement, I already mentioned that to you. Okay. The operating agreement of Family LLC defines its daily activities. It can be prepared by the family themselves, by attorney, or through an agency that provides legal document services. Okay? Operating agreement protects your possessions from the reach of the creditors. The creditors means the people who want your money and the blood. Okay? So the creditor, the word of itself sound really pleasant, isn't it? Yeah. We called credit report. It shows how trustworthy we are, but creditors is not the same like that. Creditors are the people who want your money. Restrictive operating agreement can discourage creditors from trying to disrupt your LLC's operation through a charging order. They can take receivership from you and basically goes, you don't run it anymore, we run it. We pay ourselves, and then once you paid all of our bill, and I will return it to you. Of course, the court has to make that decision, but then restrictive operating agreement will put a block on it. And that restrictive operating agreement protects your LLC asset from creditors by making it extremely hard for them to interfere in your business operation. We need that. When you are in that position, you need that. So with that said, I think if we just kind of come back to what we talked about so far, and we talked about Family LLC, it's just like a partnership. And the members are related families. They're not strangers. They have lineage relationship, right? Even though IRS don't require that, but you have that. And the LLC have this operating agreement, a magical document that would do whatever you want. Make sense? And your LLC has the capability of transferring membership unit to your children, and also has a way to limit how much right they have. So not once you transfer and they smoke it off and spend all your money. No. And there is a way to do that via operating agreement. So Family LLC, it is something that you need to care every year. You need to file tax return every year. It's a baby born forever, birthday every year, so you need to do that. And the Family LLC is also work together with your estate planning. And know that you may be going over that estate tax threshold. Then you need a Family LLC to start moving shares, values into other heirs, so you don't end up going over that threshold. Family LLC just have so many ways, flexibilities to shape it in different way and to protect you. It is a closely held corporation. It is not other people's business. And they can't even take receivership very easily because you have a restrictive operating agreement. So all of these are the things you want to just know those buzzwords. Know that in your heart, you don't have to know how to do it. You know that these are beneficial for you, and you have that option. When the time comes, you feel like you're ready, then you'll find the professional to ask the real questions. Then they will give you the updated legally things that you need to do so you can do it right. Make sense? All right. And remember, I was telling you that if you go to our website and go to the appointment, the folks will come out. These are partners, right? So I'm on the top, the first one. And so the rest of the partner, actually Dr. Howe is the second one on the line. And you can see that he is specialized in government programs, buy and sell, company formations, Family LLC, and dissolution things. And then the other partner, Dan, Song, Kwan, and Derek, they are all in different areas. Like Kwan is in charge of our payroll big time, and Song is on audit, taxes, and Song also speaks Spanish. So it is really desired by so many people in our firm. So all of the partners, other than me and Dr. Howe, they have a free session you can book. It's a 30 minutes. You book for free. You ask questions. And if you want to book video conference with me, yes, I have a fee there for you to pay, but I have never had anyone who come online did not get things resolved. So what I challenge you to do is, before you book my time, and make a list of the questions you have, and make that your goal to get a clear answer. When you have a clear goal, I can help you to accomplish it. But if you come online and disorganized with your thinking, then it will be chatting. And of course, chatting is also helpful, but it's not effective, right? So I want to come in like a hero to rescue you, and you got to give me the chance. So make sure you prepare your questions when you come online. And you can also email Catherine@communitycpa.com. This is her email, and she will gather folks' input and put me on the stage. Goes, Ying, you're going to talk about this. Just like today. And we hear people talking about family trust, Family LLC, living trust. So we did a living trust talk, and we also today doing Family LLC. And this is coming from Catherine's order. She is like, this is need to happen because we had this buzzword floating around with our clients, and they want to know what that is. So Ying, let's talk about it. So we go on talk about it. And we are a CPA firm. Yes, we are a CPA firm that works 6 days a week. Yes, you did not hear it wrong. All of the professional firms, law firms, CPA firms alike, they are just 5 days operation. They start Monday, finish early on Friday. There's no consideration for our small business owners, which I know you work 7 days a week. So if we have the ability to open 7 days a week, we would. But, with the limited bodies we have, we didn't have 400 people. We only have about 40. So really, we can do Monday to Friday a team, and a Tuesday, a Saturday, a team. So that's why we can serve you 6 days a week. It's not that Ying is the slave driver. He makes everybody work 6 days a week. No, I am not. We have 2 separate teams, but we make it seamlessly for you. So we open 6 days a week. So be impressed and contact us, and go to YouTube channel, subscribe to our channel. Our channel has been growing pretty rapidly, and make sure you do. And if you subscribe to our channel, and you will start getting notifications of what we talk about next time. So when you see an interesting topic, make a mental note. You can go back to the YouTube channel to see it, or you can just come online like today to be with me. And I really appreciate you are here. And this is it's my privilege to be able to talk to you and this way, and to have you with me for this 60 minutes. And I appreciate that. And I will see you again on Tuesday and Saturday. Those are my time. I'll talk to you. Bye-bye.